Let's speak now to the MP for Slough, Tan Desi. Good afternoon, Tan.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
Hey, now how do you feel about the Taliban saying that the deadline for evacuation for people will not be extended?
I think that's very concerning. This whole scenario and our sudden shock, unplanned withdrawal from Afghanistan by this government and others after the devastating loss of lives and the huge amounts of time and money that has been spent, I think it's an abject failure which has brought humiliation to our nation. And I think this notion of not extending this deadline, especially when so many individuals cannot gain access to the airport and so many are in danger. And I think that this will only lead to further heartache for all concerned, especially for worried constituents, just as I'm being contacted by people within Slough. And I know that other members of parliament are also being contacted by concerned constituents elsewhere in the country. This is a cause for grave concern.
It is, Tan. What are your constituents saying locally about families and friends that they may have in Afghanistan? What's being said?
Look, many feel a sense of betrayal. They think that they've been abandoned. And I know that the issue of translators and those individuals who had helped us and our brave troops during the time within Afghanistan, that is a sore issue for many. But at this point in time, what people are most concerned about is that those people who are most in danger, that they should be brought out. And I've been contacted by especially individuals from minority communities, the Sikh and Hindu communities whom you mentioned within your intro. They are concerned that those people have already been the victims of targeted attacks by the Taliban in the past, and that has only it's a cause for serious concern because they fear for their lives out there. And that's a community, Michelle, that at one point numbered hundreds of thousands. The Sikhs, in particular, have a long association with Afghanistan. They have been contributing immensely to that country's culture. Indeed, the founder of the Sikh faith, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he was out there as well, there are long links, but unfortunately, a lot of that history is now in serious danger of being erased because from hundreds of thousands, we are down now to mere handfuls in certain pockets within the country. And those people have been forced out simply because of their faith.
I mean, it's a terrible situation, Tan. Have you heard about, I'm guessing that you might have constituents and families and friends who have heard about how Sikhs are being treated right now in Afghanistan. Have you got any information about that?
Yes, there have been videos coming all the time through social media and in particular on WhatsApp, which has led to lots of constituents contacting me. And that is why Slough constituents in particular have been raising with me the issue that, look, we need to avert a humanitarian crisis. We also should be ensuring that Britain provides refuge to those most in danger, that we need to be working with the international community to make sure that those most in danger, in particular, whether it's the LGBT community, whether it's Sikhs and Hindus and other minorities, and those who have bravely helped us, those in particular even from the majority Muslim community who have provided services to our British troops, whose life is now in danger, that they should be assisted. And another issue I wanted to raise, Michelle, is that Sikhs are also, unfortunately, facing the attacks from elsewhere outside of Afghanistan simply because of their appearance. The likes of me, who wear a turban or who have a beard, that they are often, by ignorant souls out there, that they are mistaken for being members of the Taliban. So while they face racist abuse, verbal abuse, what is of most concern is that within the community is that ignorant individuals will now then target the Sikh community because of their appearance, and that is something that needs to be taken very, very seriously by the government, indeed within the UK, but also elsewhere. Because in the past, when our troops have been in Afghanistan, there have been instances, for example, in the US, where Sikhs, because of their appearance, have actually been shot dead by individuals who have shouted Islamophobic abuse and accused them of being members of the Taliban.
Gosh, that is a lot to take in. I didn't realise how Sikhs outside of Afghanistan are being affected. Is this happening right now, Tan?
Yeah, well, look, that's where the stories of that are awash within the community. That this happens in the past, whereby there were several deaths, especially in North America. Thankfully, in the UK, I think that either it's because people are more culturally aware, because there is a large Sikh community. The Sikh community in the UK numbers approximately 1% of the UK population. So here, because of our shared history, the links, and also because Sikhism is taught within schools as well, because we have a much better curriculum and syllabus than in many other nations, that we're hoping that will not be as prevalent within the UK. But there is a serious fear for individuals on the continent as well as in places such as the US.
What do you want Boris Johnson to do?
Well, I want Boris Johnson, first of all, to avert that humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. We need to do that through aid, but we also need to provide refuge. We need to stand by our values, the cherished British values, that if somebody has helped us and if they are now facing danger, that we need to ensure that through working with the international community that we provide refuge to them. And he also needs to pay due cognizance to the concerns, especially within the Sikh community, of racist attacks outside of Afghanistan.
Tan Desi, thank you very much for your thoughts and coming on the show.